Hello everybody, welcome to my Planet Coaster 2 guide. Today I'm sharing my top 10 tips for mastering career mode, from pricing strategies and pathing tricks to managing guests and completing tough objectives. These tips will help make every level easier to tackle. Let's dive right in. The first thing you should do in any level is pause the game. This gives you time to get your park ready before guests start arriving. Set your park entry fee to full price, and adjust ride pricing to bargain, premium or dynamic. Avoid using custom prices unless they're set to $0, as they won't adjust automatically if you change the park entrance fee later. Use Heatmaps and the menus to check for missing infrastructure like power, food, drink and staff coverage. Build any necessary facilities and hire staff before unpausing. Place bins, benches and scenery right away to avoid complaints from guests as they arrive. Stick to the objectives and avoid overbuilding. It might be tempting to expand quickly, but focusing on what the game asks for is the most efficient way to win. If the game requires a specific ride type, make sure you build exactly what's requested. For example, if it says build a junior coaster, ensure your coaster is the junior coaster. If you've built a ride that fits the requirements of the objective but is unsafe or unrideable but does meet the objective criteria, connect it to paths, open it briefly to complete the goal, and then close it to make improvements later. Guest happiness is crucial to park success. Here's how to keep your visitors satisfied. Use heat maps to track hunger, thirst and energy. Build enough food and drink shops, toilets and benches to prevent complaints. Guests with low energy love benches, so make sure you place plenty throughout the park. Guests want to buy merchandise like hats and balloons. Ensure you have gift shops to meet this luxury need. If the needs of your guests seem impossible to meet, try these strategies. Add vending machines throughout the park as a quick fix. Use the heat maps to identify which rides have got long queues full of people who have low food or drink needs. Then close those rides, and those people should then address their needs. If all else fails, close the park and rides temporarily to reset guest demands. Wait for everyone to leave, then reopen, making sure that you have enough food and drink stores for everyone. Guests hate seeing undressed buildings, so make sure you decorate all your shops and facilities. Use scenery or existing blueprints to cover up shops and facilities. Even simple decorations improve guest happiness and park rating. Expensive scenery items are more effective. Use the scale tool to resize large pieces to fit smaller spaces without losing their impact. Save time and effort by using the Frontier Workshop. It's full of pre-built blueprints for rides, scenery and buildings. If you're stuck on a tough challenge or want to save time, search the workshop for high-quality designs. Add blueprints to your catalogue before starting a level. This ensures you'll always have the right tools for the job. And check the store regularly for new and exciting blueprints. Pathing can be tricky in Planet Coaster 2, but these tips will make it easier to manage. Turn on the auto place bin or bench option when building paths, and manually add benches or bins afterwards to keep guests comfortable. These path types can't create ramps or steps, as they always need to be connected to the terrain. Switch to standard paths for better flexibility, and use straight line style and square connection when connecting to them. For smoother connections, always use square line style and angle connection when connecting queues to existing paths. Power and water are vital to running your park. Here's how to handle them effectively. Early on in the game, you'll only have access to power generators. They're cheap and effective, but guests don't like to see them, so make sure that you use scenery to hide them from guests, but also make sure that staff have access to maintain them. Use power distributors to extend your coverage where necessary. Pools and flumes require water facilities like pumps or wells. Use the water filters to extend coverage, but keep in mind you don't need staff access, so you can hide these within the terrain or in scenery. Double-clicking on power or water facilities will access the connection tool directly, so you don't have to use the menus. Rides are the heart of your park. Here's how to make them work for you. Plan ahead for ride requirements like airtime, inversion or drop heights. If a ride doesn't meet the objectives, tweak it, or maybe just use a pre-built blueprint from the Frontier workshop. When building transport rides, keep in mind their unique requirements, such as cable cars need to have a drive station wheel on one end and a bull wheel cap on the other. They also need to operate as a there and back system, as they don't work on a loop. Currently in the game, transport rides can sometimes be a little unreliable, so it's important to make sure that all transport ride stations are connected to existing guest paths, just in case people need to walk between the stations. When building monorails or trains, you need to ensure that your stations are either in a loop, which is continuous mode, or set to shuttle mode, which is a there and back system. When using shuttle mode, try and make the stations a little longer to improve throughput by making the trains longer. Heatmaps are one of the most powerful tools in Planet Coaster 2, and using them effectively can make a huge difference in your park's success. Regularly check heatmaps for guest satisfaction levels. This helps you address problem areas like litter, long queues, or areas where guests are getting hungry or tired. Use heatmaps to optimize the placement of bins, benches and shops, ensuring they're located where guests need them most. If you're in a level that requires a certain level of cleanliness, use the heatmap to identify where there is rubbish and place a new janitor directly next to them to solve the problem. Staff keep your park running smoothly. Here's how to manage them effectively. Each time you earn a medal, just stop for a moment and just add some extra janitors, vendors and lifeguards. This ensures breaks are covered and operations remain smooth. Mechanic workshops are the only source of research points, so make sure early on every level you place 1 or 2 down, just so you've got a constant source of points. And that's it, my top 10 tips for mastering Planet Coaster 2's career mode. Whether you're setting up paths, managing guest needs or tackling tricky objectives, these strategies will help you succeed. If you found this video helpful, or you have any other tips, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Planet Coaster 2 content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.